I started some tomatoes and peppers and herbs from seed, and now I've transplanted them into small pots that I want to keep warm and give a lot of light to. Join me today as I show you how to do that in my Spider Farmer grow tent. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott, and I started these plants like I normally do at this time of year. I took a flat with 72 cells, sowed the individual seeds, and this year I placed the flat on my Spider Farmer heat mat to help with the germination. I covered it with a humidity dome to keep the seeds nice and moist, and they grew quite well. Now, these plants have been transplanted into a bigger pot, and I want to put these into a nice environment. Now, it's still pretty cool in my grow room, and so the grow tent should be a little bit warmer, should have more humidity, and more importantly, should allow a lot of light to completely cover these plants. So I'll open up the grow tent and start getting things ready to go. I have a couple options when placing these plants in the grow tent. The first being simply placing them on the floor, and I can fit a couple of these trays in this 2x2 grow tent. But I'm thinking beyond this when I have more plants to put in. I went ahead and got a wire shelf unit to place inside the grow tent. For now, I'll place the plants on the top shelf. The user manual for the lights gives me recommendations that range from 8 inches to 22 inches, depending on whether I'm using the lights for germination or for the plant growth. The nice thing about these lights is they're adjustable. I can use this ratchet to lower or raise the lights as necessary. For now, I'm going to lower these lights just a bit. I can also dim or brighten the lights, and based on the recommendation in the user manual, I should be setting it between 40 and 60. Right now I have the lights set for this single tray, but when I get more plants, I can put the trays side by side and then adjust the lights as needed to cover the whole area. I'm still a few weeks away from starting more seeds and then moving to the transplant stage. By then, these plants should be pretty well established. What I can do at that point is to take the taller plants and then move them down to a lower shelf, and then put the shorter plants on the top shelf. By adjusting the intensity and the level of the light, especially with the reflective material inside, I'm not too concerned that these plants aren't going to get enough light. By having this shelf unit, I should be able to double, maybe even triple the number of seedlings I can grow in here, as opposed to just laying things on the floor. And as the plants get taller still, I've got room to put them into big pots in front of the shelf unit. Now, I don't have to have wire shelves to grow seedlings in a grow tent like this. These ratcheting lights can actually lower pretty much all the way down to the bottom. The thing that I figured out was I have to run the plug through a different hole depending on how high or low the lights are going to be. Not because there's a limitation on the rope, but because there's a limitation of where my wall outlet is. Caring for these seedlings is no different than any other spot in my grow room. I'll just water them as needed from the bottom, and I can expect when I zip everything up, this will stay more humid and I'll need to water less often. After just a few minutes, the plants in the grow tent are already in an environment that's a little warmer and a little more humid. Most of the plants I'm growing will be going outside into my garden, so This Spider Farmer grow tent this year is just an interim place so that I can stack trays and get more room for my seedlings. After most of the plants go outside, I'll leave some of them indoors so that I can actually grow them in pots and use this entire vertical space and the fan and the lights and all the other benefits that the grow tent offers. I've got the lights on timer right now. I want these seedlings to get about 14 to 15 hours of light a day. So that's how I've got them set. For now, I'll go ahead and zip everything up and let these plants start growing. I'm Gardener Scott. Enjoy gardening.